At 3 of the doll's house. At 3 of the doll's house, Nora and Torvald Helmar, and we see there the big transformation. Mrs. Linde and Krogstad meet for the first time in years. At first, Krogstad is bitter towards her. So very strong towards Mrs. Linde at the beginning. But she soon rekindles their romantic interest towards one another. Once again, they show some attraction. Krogstad even has a change of heart and considers tearing up Nora's IOU. However, Mrs. Linde believes it would be best if Torvald and Nora finally confront the truth. So, how Mrs. Linde is trying to solve this problem. After returning from the party, Nora and Torvald unwind at time. So they sat at home. Torvald discussed how he enjoys watching her at parties. Torvald is discussing about the party and dance and something what had happened in the party, pretending that he is encountering her for the first time. Dr. Rank knocks on the door, interrupting the conversation. So Dr. Rank arrives at the same time. He says goodbye to them, hinting that he will be setting himself up in his room until his sickness finally wanes. Because Dr. Rank was suffering from some diseases. After Dr. Rank's departure, Torvald discovers Krogstad's incriminating note. So he came to know how this blunder has done. Well, he realizes the criminal act that Nora has committed. So how Nora has involved in this criminal activity? Torvald becomes enraged. He was very furious. He was very angry. How his wife has involved in the criminal case. He fumes about how Krogstad can now make any demand he wishes. So, because of this involvement of Nora, quite naturally, Krogstad is demanding more from the Torvald Helmer. He declares that Nora is immoral, so unfit as wife and mother. So this is a difference that started between husband and wife, Torvald Helmer and Nora Helmer. She is immoral and unfit as a wife and mother for their children. Even worse, Torvald says that another worse thing is that he will continue to be married to her in name alone. So only for the namesake I have married her, he said. He said like this. He wants to have no romantic connection with her, whatever, only in the name. So here onwards, he don't want to have any romantic involvement with his wife. The irony of this scene is that moments before, Torvald was discussing how he wished that Nora faced some sort of a peril so that he would prove his love for her. So earlier to this, he was very enthusiastic, and that's why he proved his love for his wife. And yet once that peril is actually presented, he has no intention of saving her, only condemning her actions. But after that, he condemned Nora. Moments after Torvald raves like a madman, Krogstad drops another note saying that he has rediscovered love and that he no longer wants to blackmail the Helmer family. So Krogstad sent one letter, and he said that he has rediscovered love. He got his love once again. So that's why no longer he wanted to blackmail the Torvald family. He writes it through the letter. Torvald rejoices. So Torvald is somewhat happy by the letter of Niels Krogstad, declaring that they are saved. He then, in a moment of sheer hypocrisy, states that he forgives Nora and that he still loves her as his little caged songbird. So this is how the development that takes place here in this third act. And once again, he realizes that there is no danger from the Krogstad, and once again he declared his love for Nora. This is a startling, surprising wake-up call for Nora Helmer. In a flash, she realizes that Torvald is not the loving, selfless husband. So she also knows how my husband is selfless, and she had once envisioned. With that epiphany, she also comes to understand that their marriage has been a lie. So there is a fluctuations in the statements of Torvald Helmer. That's why Nora is unhappy. She is not happy, and she understands that the marriage has been a lie, and that she herself has been an active part in the deception. So Nora decides as a victim, and she herself has been an active part in the deception, deceit, treachery. She then decides to leave her husband. She don't want to be there in the home. She wanted to go away from that house and her children, in order to find out who she truly is. Torvald desperately begs her to stay. In the last part of the drama, Nora Helmer is ready to leave the house, but Torvald Helmer is persuading her not to leave the home. He claims that he will change. He will change. She says that perhaps if a miracle of miracles happens, then they might one day become suitable companions. Nora only believed if it happened, miracle of miracles happened, then they might one day become suitable companions. Anything miracle happens, they may unite only. However, when she leaves, slamming the door behind her, Torvald is left with very little hope. So she left the house with saying these things in the Act 3.